You're now viewing the greatest of all time. No need for thank yous. The pleasure is all mine. That's my confidence. Yeah, that's right. No downplaying my accomplishments. You call me arrogant, I take it as a compliment. I got that confidence. Come on now.
Flight 527 ready for departure.
Hello, 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 beautiful people, and welcome to the Loose Lip Podcast. My name is Kelsey Ray, and I am the MUA whose brain you will be picking today. I want to say thank you to everybody who's been tuning into the podcast. I'm so excited. I feel so loved, and I'm so happy that everybody is into listening to me babble on about bullshit. Numbers are bumping up on YouTube and on Spotify, and I just want to say a big thank you from the bottom of my heart on how much you guys are appreciating me and my opinion. Today, we're going to get into something fun. I think that it's going to be fun talking about it from the other side and the after effects. Today, we're going to be talking about secrets that nobody tells you when planning a wedding. There's always the happy-go-lucky things that people talk about, the exciting memories that you're going to have and how beautiful everything's going to be. But sometimes the expectations that you have are just not what you were expecting. So today, let's get loose on the idea of what to expect when planning a wedding and the truth behind it.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
Washington is one of the busiest states to get married in. I book from January to December and usually a year and a half to 2 years out for my clients. Last year, 45,000 couples got married in Washington state. That's a lot of people. There's so many beautiful places, but it's not just the scenery here. It's also the environment. We have high desert, snowy mountains, rainforests, and beaches. Washington state is like the New Zealand of the United States. We have everything somebody could ask for. The weather tends to be rather nice. We have hot summers. And in the wintertime, it snows in part of the state. So the ability for somebody to have a destinational wedding and not have to spend a ton of money for people to go across the ocean or to go into another country is so appealing. People can drive to our state if they're coming from out of state. People can get a cheap flight. There's tons of venues around here. Washington is a bustling, busy market for weddings. With that being said, your most important thing if you are planning your wedding right now, the moment you are engaged, I encourage you, I beg you to get your venue and your photographer booked. We are getting requests into 2026 and 2027 at this point. Please get your venue and your photographer booked as soon as you get engaged.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
How many listeners out there have thought to themselves while they're planning their wedding, God, I wish we had just eloped. It'd be so much easier if we had just eloped. It'd be so much cheaper if we just eloped. Well, actually, it's not always cheaper if you elope. People spend an average of $36,000 on their weddings in Washington state alone. That's $1 billion industry just in one state. Yes, it can be much more intimate. I prefer it that way personally, but there's a lot that goes into pricing an elopement. When you're breaking down the cost, you're going to have to put in money for the stay of wherever you're going. Usually it's out in the boonies, mountain ranges, beaches, tinier towns, places where hotels and more amenities aren't as accessible. So things can tend to be a little bit more pricey. All right, that's fine. Built-in honeymoon at the same time. Cutting costs there, right? Sorta, kinda. You're having the price of the stay plus the price of whatever you're eating and wherever you're eating multiple days in a row. So you're adding on that extra stay and the extra cost. Now your photographer is the next person besides your partner that is the most important to be with you on your elopement day. They are 5 people in one person. I give my elopement photographers that I work with so much credit. They give so much to their clients. They do so much when they are doing elopements. They're not only photographers, they're coordinators, tour guides, personal assistants, assistants, they are psychologists, and you have to remember that your elopement photographer is with you all day. With the Pacific Northwest elopements, we have people going up on mountains, going to beaches, going to vineyards, going all over the place in different terrains, from 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning to hit those sunrise moments to all the way to 10 o'clock at night having those sunset moments. So you have your photographer for a large period of time. Pricing for elopement photographers in the Pacific Northwest can range drastically. A really great photographer can cost you in the range of $8,000 to $10,000. That's a really great bargain when you're getting a 5-person job in one person for such a huge day for you and your partner. The factoring in of the personal effects, the outfits, because you have a smaller, more intimate event, you're thinking, why not make it more personalized? You don't have a ton of people to worry about their outfits and having coordination or individuality. Now you can go as extreme as you want on your outfits and your accessories. Your florals can be more personalized. Your hair and makeup, if you want to pamper yourself for the day, investing in that. There's so many little things that are now added on to making this elopement moment a little bit more special for you two, and that is adding into the cost of everything. More than likely, you're going to find people that are coming from other states into Washington to do their elopements. There's flights involved. There's hotels night before and night after the flights. There's the rental cars. There's the gas. There's the insurance for the rental car. All of these factors that I mentioned, plus more, are now adding up into the cost of what started a small, inexpensive elopement and has turned into a rather expensive moment in your life, just as a large wedding would. When you look into the idea of an elopement, you think smaller event, smaller budget, smaller spending, and that's not always the case. You're really talking about a larger budget than you would expect. According to simplyelope.com, the average Washington elopement costs $15,000 to $40,000. That's on average. Really, the difference between the two is the intimacy. The more private moments that you get with an elopement comparatively to a larger wedding. Now, can you keep an elopement in budget around $1,000? Possibly. Can you keep it under $5,000? By all means, yes. It all depends on your wants and your needs and your dreams for your elopement situation. Nothing is set in stone and nobody's budget is out of range. It's just the averages that we're talking about in Washington State.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
One of the things that is definitely not spoken about a lot is the level of depression that is felt after a wedding is over. You've put in effort, money, energy, your life into planning this huge project. Then it's over abruptly in the blink of an eye. Having to transition back into regular life again is very hard to do. That's usually why people plan to have their honeymoons right after a wedding. It's a help transition back into the real world and back into a real relationship. Going from engaged to planning a wedding is already stressful enough. Then having the wedding day and having these extreme expectations, not only on the day, but on yourself, and then transitioning into the real world yet again, but in a different form of a relationship. And those expectations that are placed upon us in our own minds is such a hard thing to do. Levels of depression skyrocket after weddings are over, and people are not warned about this enough. One of the best things that you can do is for you and your partner to sit down and discuss how you're feeling, connect on a personal level, maybe even couples therapy if need be, because the stressors of the aftermath of the wedding can also affect your relationship. There's all kinds of stressors that can be put upon you and your partner after the wedding, and going through that together in a healthy and loving way and speaking with your partner about how you feel is not meaning that you have cold feet, and it's not meaning that you are not a good person. It means that you are a regular human being feeling exactly the same way that millions of other people have after their weddings.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
I cannot stress this enough for everyone who is either planning their wedding or their wedding is coming up. Please live in the moment. I know that during my wedding, I don't remember a thing. The only moment I do remember is standing up in front of everyone with my husband and repeatedly telling myself in my head, "Don't lock your knees. because I was so worried about everything else around me. I don't remember anything that happened. I don't remember eating if I did. I don't think that I did. I don't remember cutting our cutting cake and sharing that first bite with my husband. I don't remember dancing with my son. I don't remember anything. All of those small little things that meant something on our big wedding day, I don't have memories of because I was so stressed about everyone else being happy or everything going correctly or making sure that we were having everything perfect. Please live in the moment. You're never going to get them back. Take the time to sit down and have a bagel in the morning, have a mimosa, have a cup of coffee, whatever you want. Take that time and enjoy your getting ready. Take that time to breathe and take in that you're getting married and your life is in a new stage. Take that moment with your partner and go and read private vows together. Not things that everyone's going to hear, but a moment that you can share and take with you afterward together. Just something for you two. Take the time during the wedding to sit down and enjoy the food that you paid for, or drink the champagne and cheers your friends, or take that dance and have the extra moment. That's what you're supposed to do. It's your day. Don't think that you're being a bitch because you're asking for things. It's your day. You're allowed to ask for things. Do it in a reasonable way and do it in a nice way, of course, but it's your day. You're not being selfish. Please take the time and take the moment.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
We are professionals and we have done this thousands of times. We are here to help you on a project that you probably never planned before. We've done tons of these, and this is our job. We base our careers on doing these things. You should be able to use us in all of our capacities to make sure that we help de-stress you. Usually this is your first wedding and your first go around, but maybe it's not. Not here to judge. We are here to help you with the whole planning process. We make sure that our entire day when we are at work is based about your event. So we should be able to help you in all circumstances. Don't be afraid to ask your vendors for help. That's what we're here for. When I help my clients, I help them from the beginning of the booking process all the way to the day of the wedding and even sometimes afterward. I like to help with getting a tentative schedule for the day of the wedding already popped out months before the wedding and connecting with the photographer and the coordinator so that the three of us who are going to help run your day get to talk and account for all the things that maybe we might not be on the same page about. Why have you middleman that when we can talk about it? We're the professionals. We know how to run a day. You shouldn't have to take all the pressure upon yourself. When you're dealing with something like a venue, they run the venue. They know their venue best. Ask them where it would be best to walk in at. Ask them where the best lighting and situation might be. They're going to know their venue. You don't need to know these details. Your vendors are there to know their job and their events. Please use us in the best way possible, of course.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
Please hire a day of coordinator. If you're not going to have a full wedding coordinator, that's totally fine. I understand not everybody wants that kind of help, or maybe they can't even afford it. But please, for the love of God, save your stress. A lot of the times my clients will say that they have friends or they have family that will help them out the day of the wedding. And maybe they might be an A-type personality and they want to do most of the things themselves. I understand. Like I mentioned, I'm a control freak. But you cannot enjoy your wedding day if you do not have someone to act in the place of you on your wedding day. You need that person as the go-to, the one to corral the cats, the one to make sure that things go according to plan while they get all the text messages and they get all the phone calls and they answer all the questions for you. You are supposed to be the one enjoying this beautiful day that you planned, not the one that's going through and correcting all of the things that you have assigned other people to do. There are times when brides and grooms will put aside tasks for their friends and family, and in the middle of them trying to enjoy their wedding day, in the morning before things are starting and chaos is about to begin, they have to go do everything themselves. That's not fair. You have planned this giant project. You should reap the benefits. You should be able to enjoy it. Think about it this way. No one is in your head. Nobody knows the small, crazy little details that you are going to want to happen on your big day. If you did decide to plan everything yourself, that's how it's going to be. If you have a wedding coordinator, they take that job for you. And by all means do I give them so much praise. Having a day of coordinator acts as a stand-in for you. So they get all of those details that you have locked up in that brain of yours so that they can deal with all of the minute details and you can go sit back and enjoy. Please don't be the one walking down the aisle and redecorating as you're going to go say your I do's. Hire the day of coordinator. Spend the extra money. I beg you.
Oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is horrible.
One of my very favorite teachers from my high school taught me something exceedingly important. And I tell every one of my grooms and every one of my brides this, just so that they can keep it in mind throughout their elopement and wedding days, because the stress can get palpable. Mr. Marshall was my App College English teacher as well as my theater teacher, and really one of the main reasons why I got into my makeup career in the first place. This little tidbit on life he gave me whilst I was helping him co-direct a play when I was a senior in high school. I was being a bit of an ass and stopping everyone that was acting in the play every 10 seconds because somebody messed up a line or somebody stepped in the wrong spot or something happened. I was being so nitpicky about it. I just wanted it to be so perfect, and I wanted everybody to be so proud of this project that I helped build. Mr. Marshall came up to me and whispered in my ear, "Hey, Kels, nobody knows the script but you." I didn't really know what he meant by that until he reiterated it, and I thought about it for a second. It was true. The audience wasn't going to know the script, only the actors and I. So if somebody got something wrong, if we acted like it was supposed to happen, nobody would know the difference. The best way to incorporate that into your wedding or elopement day is remembering that no one knows how you planned this project. Possibly you might have some help from friends and or a coordinator, but nobody knows the script but you. If something slightly goes awry, oh well. If you got roses instead of orchids, oh well. Pretend like it was supposed to be that way. Nobody will know the difference except for you. And if you act like that's how the plan was supposed to go, everything's going to look perfect to all the people that you're worried about knowing the difference. In the end, the show will go on. It will be perfect. Don't stress about it. So there you have it, my beautiful people. My insider tips and tricks on what to really expect when you're doing your weddings and elopement planning. Was anybody surprised? Was there anything that they really weren't expecting to hear about? Is there anything that you're worried about? Please leave it in the comments below and let me know. Thank you for tuning in. Again, you can listen to me on Spotify under the Loose Lip Podcast, YouTube, the Loose Lip Podcast, as well as join our Patreon for our different tiers of membership and the different benefits that you get with those. Check those out. I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Testing my mic to see if it's working. Testing my mic to see if it's working. Testing my mic. I'm starting to get infomercial voice. Like I should be selling wrong code chicken roasters or something. Tired of spending your time and your money on appliances for cooking that just never work? Try our Ronco barbecue and chicken roaster today. Set it and forget it. Actually, my grandma did buy me one of those things. It was fucking awesome. I'm going to be real with y'all. And I don't mean this for any insult to any of my photographer friends because I do love and appreciate all y'all. But I don't know what kind of hoodoo, voodoo, crazy magic y'all have. But as soon as you walk in the room, fucking chaos happened. I swear, everything was good to go. Everything was calm. And then y'all walk in the room and shit goes down. So I just want to say, again, no offense to any of my friends that are photographers, but little warning to brides and grooms out there and people getting married. Once you see the photographer, gird your loins. I'm just saying.